But it kind of boils down to that little 5 generation and controlling cycle and the channel stuff that we're going to talk about, and also yin and yang and the chi. So
Thank you. Yep.
and that shows up in your tongue impulses, so that's all related. And we can talk about tongue impulses later on too, because it's interesting, because you can see them. You're always with your tongue. So
yeah.
All right, so let's start with the warm up, and let's start with the clavicle. Let's bring out my person. Okay, my person. Hello, everybody. So the clavicle is right here, which is connected to your shoulder blades. So that's a shoulder blade. And when you touch your shoulder blade, that's probably the first thing you feel on your shoulder blade is the spine of the shoulder blade. So, and when you have tight shoulder, you feel all around here, right? So it's like along the neck, between this triangular area that's formed by the clavicle and the spine of the shoulder blade. So that's a clavicle, and in between two sides of the rib cage, there's the breastbone, and that's right here. Right. So now we are going to let's start with easy shoulder rolls. Okay, so we kind of start to move that area that I was just pointing at. Okay, let's start with up, back, and down. And just go slowly. And maybe you could go with the breathing in, up and back, breathing out, down and forward. 3 more. Breathe in, up and back, breathe out, and forward. 1 more. Up and back, breathe in, and down. Okay. And put the whole hand. So you want to touch the clavicle. Push in so you're touching the skin. So instead of rubbing the skin, you want to move the skin. Okay. So you're moving the skin over the clavicle. So there's so many muscles goes through there, attached to it. So gently. And also, it's the surface fascia. So we're all moving all that. Go up a little. Okay. And go to the other side. Whole palm, push down. Not too hard, but you push down hard enough so you can move the skin over the bone. And go up a little. And let's work on your breastbone. So use the pads of your fingers, push in and gently just rock side to side. So you're going side to side, but also have the kind of intention of going down. And try to keep your neck long, and go down a little bit like a mid chest. A little bit lower. Okay. Do you feel a little opening? Maybe a little easier to breathe? Yes. Let's do the arms. So make sure you step back a little or move back a little, so you have enough space for your arms to move. So go forward first. Nice and easy. So make sure nothing should hurt. So if this is too much twisting, you could just start with your shoulders. Just go small. And you're going to go back, bend your elbows, go back, 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 back. Maybe like 8 to 10 times. Go forward again. Bend your elbows, go back again. Okay, now we did the pushing and pulling. Push, round your back, pull, open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together, push, pull, push, pull, and relax. Shoulder rolls. So stretching the neck, neck circles, you might feel a little pinch here and there when you do the neck circles. So start with just one direction at a time, right? So start from chin down and look up. Make sure that this doesn't hurt either. So if any range or any part is not comfortable, always move within the comfortable range. Okay, so forward and back. So start this way. Now chin to the side to side. And now look forward. Now ear to your shoulder. Again, gently, not shoulder up to your ear. Keep your shoulders down. And the other way. And side to side. You can add the opposing movement by pushing your sternum, the breastbone down as you look up. And relax. That adds the extra stretching. So you could do that on the side. So you're going to push down. So here is the clavicle, the muscles right under it. So push down kind of diagonally. So you can push and pull the opposing, the opposite direction. All right, do that too. And you can also push your shoulder down on the end of the shoulder, like the tip of the shoulder, this way. Yeah, good. So, and the spine twist, we could do that too. And again, make sure this is comfortable. When you're doing the twisting, make sure you're keeping your spine very tall. So if you're bent, it pulls on your muscles and your spine in a weird way. So you don't want to do that. So keep your spine very tall within a comfortable range. Let's breathe in first, then breathe out. Twist. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe out. So make sure you know your comfortable range. Breathe in, back to the center. Let's do one more each way. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And back. Good. Any questions? Any other question about the stretching? How's your rib cage circle? Good. So start small, always. Start small. Don't push too much. So that's the key. And you could always, play with it. And you can go, you can try the hip circles first because you're probably used to that. And then you can do the hip circle. Then now you're keeping your hip steady and try the rib cage. So you could do couple rib cage and now back to your hips. You don't have to do the whole circle, just come back and the other way and do the rib cage, and you can do the hips. You could just kind of play with, it's attached to the same muscles, right? It's just the top and the bottom part of the similar groups of the muscles. So you're using top part this way, and then you're using the bottom part. So it just, it messes with your brain. So it's good to challenge your brain and your nervous system. Okay, so today I want to talk about since we start talking about kind of meridians and channels, I want to just kind of give you a brief kind of overview of different channels. And next week, Jill is going to lead the show us, and also we are going to do it together, Qigong class next week. So probably last half an hour to like 40 minutes will probably, yeah, Jill. And so the earlier part of next week, I want to talk about the 5 different spirit of the organ system. And Jill does the organ, addresses each 5 major yin organs, which is heart, lungs, spleen, kidneys, and the liver. So those are the major organs. So I want to talk about we talked about the emotions related to it, but also they have different souls of the organs. So I want to talk about that first part of next week. So you have a little more understanding when you're actually moving and addressing in your body. So we're connecting stuff. All right, so let me get my, the share screen up. Yeah. Screen. Okay. Okay, 12 organs and 12 meridians. So far, we went over 10 organs. So what's happening with, what do you mean by 12 organs? Which I will explain. So, slides. Wait. Okay. So this is the review from last week. So the 5 major yin organs, which is the solid organs, are the heart, spleen, lungs, and kidneys, and liver. And they have the paired hollow organs, yang organs. They are like basically the tubular organ or the storage organ. So the heart and small intestines, and spleen and stomach, lungs and large intestines, kidney and the UB, urinary bladder, and liver and gallbladder. So we the Chinese medicine people call GB and UB because they're all bladders and gallbladder, urinary bladder, and they're too long. So GB and UB. So, and now, so to make up 12 organs and 12 meridians, we need 2 more. So there are actually 2 more organs we didn't talk about. They are organs with functions but no form, and I have the drawing of it, but I just made up. So those are like the image of the organs. So the first one is pericardium. Pericardium actually does
Did we lose you?
Yeah, something's wrong, guys. It just stopped, right?
Yeah.
Rose.
Akiyo.
We'll just text her and have her, let her know. She may not know.
Okay.
Let me just text her.
Frozen in time.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to be.
Okay, I thought it was just me over here.
No, it's not just you, but thank you.
Triple burner in there. Woohoo! There you go. Triple burner.
She may have to reboot and come back.
Did you see the triple burner there?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that for a long time, and it's nice to see it.
Hi, I got disconnected.
Okay,
Can
here
you
we
see
go.
me?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'm switching to my personal hotspot. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to share screen. Share. Why? I can't do this. Sorry. Share again. Sorry. There. Unable Connect. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is not working. I think I'm going to reconnect to my Wi-Fi, so I might disappear, but I'll come back. Oh, it is working. Am I still on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're on the screen.
All right.
Yes.
So now. Okay. Why is it not? Okay, got it. Sorry, guys. The technical difficulty. Now it's working. Okay. Okay.
So,
So are we back?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yay. So pericardium and sanjiao. So sanjiao has again it's the young organ, so it's the tubular organ, and this basically has the tubes that connects the upper part of the body, middle part of the body, and lower part of the body. So that's why there's three. There's the triple and there's the sanjiao. And actually the this is like it's like the pipe system that connects to everything. So this carries the sanjiao or triple burner has a most important function in distributing the stuff, distributing mainly the most importantly the qi to the all 12 meridians. So that's the sanjiao and pericardium. And they are paired organs. So that's pericardium paired with sanjiao. And they are, how are they going to fit into five?
You didn't
Five.
really, you were frozen. So what is the pericardium?
Oh, pericardium is kind of like the protection of the heart. So we do have pericardium in biomedicine, or and anatomically have pericardium, but it's the protector of the heart. So heart is the king organ, so it has the extra layer, and that's the pericardium.
Yin or yang?
It's the yin organ, even though it encases the heart, but it is also it is considered as a yin organ. Paired with sanjiao, which doesn't exist but has the function of carrying stuff. It's the connector of the upper, middle, lower part of the body. So that's there, hence the triple, hence the number 3. And they are the paired organ. And I didn't write it. So this is the yin, solid. This is yang organ. And they both belongs to the fire element. So so if you put this into that 5 element diagram, it's gonna look like this. So the pericardium is wrapped in the heart, right? The pericardium is matched the paired with the sanjiao, the triple burner. The heart is this guy inside is paired with the small intestine. So basically the extra one is additional fire element.
Fire.
Fire is the big family, but the heart is the king of the older organs, so it has
You want to be on TV?
more
There.
more people.
Is that what you want? Did you want to be on TV? Yeah.
Who wants to be on TV?
Oh, sorry.
Right. So now, so we put all together, and now we have 6 sets of organs, right? So, and now let's look at all the organs and the channels. So we kind of looked at the lung, spleen, heart, kidney, and liver, and let's connect everything. So I just want to give you the visuals. So lung and the large intestine. So lung starts, so these dotted lines, they are just showing the internal connection of the channel. But this solid line, which you can't quite see, but the lung meridian is like this. So, ooh, 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 sorry. Go back. Okay. The lung meridian goes like this. Start from there. That's 1. And lung goes to 11. And see how in the large intestine, which is in this red line, it starts from this index finger. Ooh, and goes up to your elbow, goes up here, and goes up to the neck, and goes to the nose. So large intestine 1 is right here, and it goes to 20. So it goes, the meridian chi start running from the long channel. So starts in the chest area, goes to the fingers. See how close they are? So they just basically goes from the thumb to the index finger and goes to right next to your nose. So what's next? It's spleen and stomach, and large intestine channel, and this the stomach channel is connected. So stomach channel goes this under your eye and kind of goes around, goes to the head and comes down. So that's where this is. And pass through, goes all the way down to here. And now spleen starts at the big toe. Okay, so the stomach, sorry. So stomach 1 is up here, and the stomach 45 is on the second toe. The spleen 1 is on the big toe. So it's very close together and goes all the way up, and on the axilla, on the side of your body, which is the spleen 21. There are 21.
Question. And
Yes.
it's only on the one side that we're seeing. It's not mirrored on the other side.
This is mirrored, yes. So the spleen channel is actually, it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and the large intestine is the only channel start this way and ends on the other side. It crosses the midline, goes like this. But other than that, they are symmetrical. Okay, so that's the stomach. And so large intestine close to here, to stomach, to the spleen. Okay, Now, spleen is connected to the heart and starts from the armpit, goes to your pinky. It's very small, short, 1 to 9. And the small intestine starts from, so that's the pinky, starts from the pinky. I think I got the colors the other way around, but okay, I'm gonna change to red. So the pinky all the way up. So this is the back. So it zigzags the back. So the shoulder blades is right here. So it's in the back. Then comes back to the front and end at the ear area. So sometimes because it's, you know, you could, well, we're going to talk about the channel and distal points. So, but it can, the small intestine channel can treat the ear problems too. So the small intestine 1, and this is 21. Small intestine is, no, sorry, 19 has a 19. Okay. That's heart, small intestine. Next, so it's a kidney and the bladder, the urinary bladder is the longest channel. So kidney we talked about, it starts from the bottom of the foot, and that's where you imagine the root coming out from the bottom of the feet, goes down to the earth. It's the kidney channel in the Qigong. So it goes up and goes up really close to the center line and goes right under clavicle. So kidney 1, 2, that's 27. Okay. And the UB starts from the eyes, near the eyes, like inner canthus of the eye, and goes up your head, goes back behind the head, and goes down first, goes down side of your spine, and right there goes up to the sacrum, comes down and down to the knee, and comes back up, and little bit outer part of the original line, goes to the buttocks and goes down and goes outside of the legs. So there's 67 channels. That's the longest. So that's UB1. Okay. So now the pericardium and the triple burner meridian. So they both start from, so the kidney ends around this area, right? So kidney ends around here. It jumps to the pericardium 1, which is kind of the side of the nipple, goes up, goes to the middle finger, which is so pericardium has 9 points. Then triple burner starts from the ring finger, which is very close to the middle finger. So it goes up.
Akiyo,
Yes.
what is triple burner?
Triple burner is the one has the doesn't have any form but has a function. So triple burner is, let's go back to this guy. So this is a triple burner. So organ with functions but no form. So triple burner is, it's a pipeline that carried stuff all around the body, and also carries chi from the source to all the 12 meridians. Yeah.
Thank
Okay. So, and kidney, triple burner. Okay, so that's the triple burner, Sanjiao. Okay. So, and it also ends, goes up here and go past the ear and ends on the side of the eyes. And Sanjiao is 23. That's one. Okay, one more set. Then we are.
Akiyo,
Yes, go ahead.
is the pericardium and the
Mhm.
triple burner, since they don't have a I guess you would say a physical manifestation, are they also mirrored or is it different?
They are also mirrored because
Okay.
they do have the function. And the most, all the Chinese medicine, even though we have actual heart, we have actual liver, we see it, well, Chinese medicine sees it as a function. So as long as there's a function, there's a channel.
But the bladder one seemed to be like one really long one.
It is interestingly, and this is also the urinary bladder channel is, yes, it's the longest, and it's even the, not the major yin organ, but the yang organ. So so it's kind of interesting. I don't
Okay.
know how to, like, I don't have an explanation for it.
Does
but-
it go down the two legs to the soles of the feet?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's go back to, so the bladder.
So Akiyo?
Yeah.
So on the bladder meridian, showing how long it is, one of the exercises we'll do in Qigong is the water element. And
Mhm.
you actually follow the whole meridian. So they'll get a sense of how it follows through your whole body.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect.
That's a really nice example. Thank you.
Good.
Mhm.
So it is, so it's, I'm just only showing the half of it, but it's like this. So there's two lines. So actually it's 4 lines.
Wow.
It's like this. It's crazy. And also bladder meridian has the points that are corresponding points for the major organs too. So which is crazy. So you know how like Japanese shiatsu, like the acupressure, they do points on the along the spine, and they are those are the points of the bladder channel, but also bladder channel has the corresponding points to the heart, lungs, kidneys, all the 12 organs. I'm just confusing you, but that's but that's how crazy the bladder meridian is. So we can talk about all the back shoe points and front move points, but there are the corresponding points of the each organs. Okay, so where were we? We were at the liver and gallbladder meridian. Those are the last pair. And let's see, where we are ending is the
Triple burner.
triple burner connects to the GB. So the triple burner ends around this area. Red. And GB channel is kind of crazy channel on the head. So it kind of goes here to the ear, goes around the ear, comes back to the head, goes back this way, and goes down. So there, around the ear, kind of do the couple, goes back and down, and then just kind of ends all the way out and on your pinky side of your on the foot, so outside of the foot. So that's on the pinky, and GB is starts from 1, 2, G1 is right there. 1, 2, 44. And the liver, the last meridian. So liver starts on the big toe and goes up and then ends around here. So this is relatively small channel. Liver 1, liver 14, around your rib cage area. So then what happens? When the liver meridian ends at 14, it goes back to the lung 1, which is right here.
Hmm.
And it just goes around and around, around, around. So it looks so basically like this. So start from the lung, right? Lung to the large intestine to the stomach, spleen to the heart, heart to SI, small intestine to urinary bladder to kidney, kidney to pericardium, pericardium to triple burner to gallbladder, gallbladder to liver, and the liver back to the lungs. So that's how qi goes circulate. And I don't know if it's true, but some source says it takes 20 minutes to make the whole loop. That's why it's when you go have the acupuncture treatment, they keep you at least 20 minutes to lie down.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Any questions? lot of stuff.
Akiyo,
Yes.
are we learning the exercises that we have been learning to do? Do they have an order according to this order that you have?
That's more like a Jill question. So we're going to do, Jill's going to show us the Qigong exercise, but Jill, can you?
Exactly. So in the Qigong, there's 5 elements and 5 brocades. And when you do them, you are following the line of the meridians, bringing the qi into the organ with a very soft movement. So literally, Qigong means moving energy. And we're moving, once we open up all the meridians, we move the energy through those organs. Not necessary to really always know exact organs, but you're going to get a sense of them, and I will always call them out. Good question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
Akiyo?
Yeah.
You started with the lungs showing that.
Mhm.
Does everything start with the lungs actually? Your breathing? Is that where your life starts?
Life starts actually, if you're talking about the origin, how the life starts. Life actually, it's more like a kidney that starts us. Because kidney is the source of prenatal energy or prenatal qi, right? Because that's what we get. That's what we're born from the half kind of DNA from our mother and half from our father, and we store that in the kidney. So kidney is kind of like the origin of the our being and qi. But the channel theory, it kind of start with the lungs. But I think our living is kind of starts from the breathing, right? Because when we come out into the world, we take the first breath. And so in that sense, I think that's how it kind of starts from the lungs. I don't know if that's...
Then okay, with your lungs, then can you affect it by how you breathe?
Yes. Yeah, because so our energy is coming from, once we're born, what keeps us alive is the air and food. So that's, how effectively you're breathing, or are you just getting the partial breathing? That's how effective your breathing is, right? So more effectively you're extracting the oxygen from the air is how that affects our well-being, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Do you want to take 5-minute break?
Okay.
Okay. And I want to talk about like props of the exercise today. So get some water, stretch out, and come back, and we'll move. So
Ah,
what is the chat? Break time. Back at 5:04.
So Akiyo, there's a place in the exercise called Ming Men,
Uh-huh.
and that is what the Qigong people feel like is the spark of life. It's where your first attachment to the placenta is. So
Right. It's the life gate.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is a perfect example to move into that. Thank you.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
clear.
Good. Perfect. So the Mimran is also the ministerial fire.
Yep.
Is kind of like the big fire of the heart and little fire of the kidney.
Right. We call it spark of life.
Mhm.
So it's your diagram and explanations are spot on. Thank you.
Great. Perfect. And that's when we actually, so that's kidney loses its like spark when it's like age related disorders, and there's a lot of cold symptoms, and sometimes we do the the light up herbal moxa.
Correct.
We do the warm the mimman to kind of
Right. So
get
I'll include that in the exercise because that's a nice one, especially with our weather being cold.
right. And you do like
You
stuff
can
like
use,
this, right?
yeah, you can use Hegu, which is right here, right? With endorphins. You can use your empty fist, which incorporates Hegu, and you can use that soft scooped hand. So many ways. Yeah, it just feels good.
Good.
Yeah. Nice.
Everything's connecting.
I know.
Nice. Right. 2 more minutes.
Akiyo, while I have you and Jill, my acupuncturist once told me that, Qigong and Tai Chi, etc., is good to go. But he said, be careful of overdoing Qigong. And he meant hours and hours a day, because you could get your organs all mixed up. I mean,
Yes.
and he was being very subtle in a way, but he said, just be careful if you do study. Do you think that's pretty true?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what can happen, Tanako, is that you start to bring the warmth in and you start to heat up. There's a moment where you have reached the right temperature. If you keep doing it, I was working with a younger person once, and I said to them, oh my gosh, I really have to pause here because I'm way too hot. So, yeah.
Okay. So it's an issue of knowing when.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the right way, and also you put away the unused chi back to your dantian, right, Jill? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
bring it back down and quiet it down. So as much as we want to bring it up, then we want to be able to bring it back in and pause.
Yeah.
It's hard
So-
to pause when we're feeling good, right?
Right. But we need to know when to. So that's why it's good to practice with somebody who knows
Yes.
what it is. Otherwise, chi is very, you can exhaust your chi, right?
Right.
Too. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
good
So-
questions. Perfect. Okay, 5:04. Are we back?
Akiyo,
Yes.
is there a way to get the recordings so we can listen to them again?
I think they're working on putting this on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it. We have some technical problems.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know though, Catherine,
Oh, thank you.
and whoever else wanted to know.
I think some people that missed a class or two, Jan.
But if you have any questions or something you missed during the class, just always email me. And I think I might be overwhelming you guys with the different things. So, I mean, it's hard concept because we live in biomedicine and anatomy and world, so it's hard to kind of shift your thinking into stuff, especially with what's sanjiao, what's the triple burner, right? It's like, what do you mean this doesn't exist? So, but it's basically the think about the function of the organs in the Chinese medicine.
Akiyo,
Yes.
you know what would be useful to have these visuals available to us separate from the class, because then we can reinforce the concepts
Sure.
for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is the first time through, but like if it was like in some kind of a workbook or something like that, I know it's asking a lot, but if we have the slides or some way that we could have a reference tool.
Yes.
Because it is a
And
lot.
I've been thinking about some, like somebody also asked me the books to learn about all this. And a lot of books that I think it's interesting, but I think sometimes it's too complicated. It's very discouraging. But there are some books.
Your graphics are really, I think, really, really good. And simplified, so easy to follow.
Yeah, the Earlo Emperor book, some part of it talks about simple stuff, but sometimes they go into like a channel and stuff too. But these are interesting, and these are often recommended. The web that has no weaver.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you have heard of it.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Akiyo, I have one too. It's Carol Arnoff, who wrote Eastern Perspectives. It's Carol Arnoff, and it's Compassionate Healing, Eastern Perspectives.
Oh.
She's actually based in Hawaii, Hope. So you can look on Amazon, and it has very simplified. I mean, when you taught your class last week, Akiyo, I pulled this out, and it mirrored what you were talking about. So
Right.
yeah.
Can you put that in the chat?
What was the title again, please?
Sure.
Jill?
Jill?
Yep.
And
So
Jill,
Carol
does that
Arnoff-
book have drawings?
Yes, it has illustrations, and it has exactly what Akiyo was teaching. So you have a lot of choices out there. So this one, Carol Arnoff started the holistic healing component of San Francisco State. Was one of my teachers.
And what's the name again of the
I'm going to
book?
write it in the chat for you. It's called Compassionate Healing, Eastern Perspectives, and the author is Carol Arnoff, PhD. I always feel like it's great to have a lot of resources.
Yeah, well, let's, yeah, we can put that resource together.
Yeah. You should put yours in too, Akiyo.
So the, when I first started or first thought about going into Chinese medicine, this is what it was, I was recommended to read, was Between Heaven and Earth.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't think I can do this. So I don't know if this is, I haven't reread it, but they, you know, they talk about the, you know, the 5 elements,
Mhm.
but, and they have the each chapter of the elements. So that's one of them. And also those two are like recommended for like the beginners, but I don't think they're quite beginners, but they do have, so the Between Heaven and Earth
Mhm.
and The Web That Has No Weaver.
That's an excellent one. They're both really good ones.
Yeah, I agree. I have those and they really work.
They do?
Yeah,
Yes, they do.
that
It's
one especially.
yeah, it's
And also this one, The Tao of Nutrition. This one talks about food and the temperature and the seasons. And in the beginning of the book, they talk about the qi and the seasons and yin and yang. So, yeah, but this also might be interesting because it's, you know, related to, you know, food and what we eat. And they have the section where they have diagram of what's in the, you know, the cooling, and they talk about the creation cycle, and so they are, so maybe should I put that on the chat too?
Yeah, who wrote those books?
maybe we can send an email of all
Yeah,
the
I'll send email to
Jan, maybe
yeah then
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank
send it out.
okay.
Good, better.
Get to know
Is
how
it
to work
just
as a
me or
team.
is there another voice
And for
going?
the folks in the back seat, you know, wearing this kind of gear, which is uncomfortable
Is there a man's
and
voice
a bit
talking?
strange when you first
Somebody
get in
has
it,
to
is all part of the process of getting acclimated to be ready for spaceflight.
I think somebody
Train
broke
for
it
one of
in.
the most iconic activities, which is
That's Melvin.
this large swimming
No,
pool with
he's
this neutral buoyancy
Mute.
tab.
he's muted.
Wear a suit that's very similar to the one that we wear
Everyone's
outside.
muted.
Can
you mute everybody?
Perfect.
And I'm not
You
talking.
can make it such that you neither sink nor float. And as a result, it's
We're being hacked.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go over the books maybe. So both Joe and I will send all the information to Jan, and yeah, is that okay? So
Sure.
you can send them out. Okay, I think those 3, 4 from me. I think can't think of. Yeah, I think. Yeah. And one interesting one is kind of unrelated, but the energy medicine, and they talk about the emotions and whatnot. So Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. So those are kind of interesting. Talking about the disease and emotions, and if you're interested in the energy medicine. Okay, so the props. Any other questions? Sorry. No questions? No. Okay. So the props, let me get to the full screen so I can see everybody. Okay. Good. So, so if you are interested in buying new stuff, and I just want to give you some ideas if you wanted to, and also something to watch out for. And there are or if you guys have any exercise equipment that you have, and do you have any question about it? No.
Yeah, I
Okay,
do.
good.
The MAW roller, is this good or bad for
Oh, let me
your
see.
back and, you know, nerves and stuff like that?
Ah.
It helps me clear the head
Mm-hmm.
if I roll it here. And I
Yes.
used to lay on my back and put it between the vertebra, whatever. Anyway,
Those are great. I have the rolling stuff too. So watch out for not putting a lot of pressure onto, like, if you have a knot. So that's the big thing. And if so, when you go to massage, you know, some people like to be like really like digging, like get your elbows like digging in. That actually I'm kind of against to those heavy pressure, because when the muscle's knotted, it's knotted for a reason. So if you're like really tense, and if somebody's trying to pull you, you have to protect yourself. So when you're working on those knots, those are really good good tools, but you want to start with really kind of gently pressing in, and as you kind of gently sink in, your muscle will let you in.
I agree. I understand.
So when you work on your neck, it's also, you know, you're really close to your spine. So never roll on the spinal, you know, the bumpy area, but it's always stay on your muscles. And when it's really tight, you could start with kind of pinching the skin in this area to loosen up the fascia and the adhesion of the fascia to the muscles. So you could kind of pinch gently to get this working, and then work on the rolling, but do not like lie like directly onto it, because it might be a little too much. But those are good tools. You could do the neck, you could do the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very good.
Be gentle. Yes. Any other tools you have?
How about this, Akiyo? Can you see this?
It's the
Yes.
It's the pounding one. Those are good if you're working on gently, especially on the smaller part. Yeah.
Like that. Just
so
like
you
that.
could just, it's kind of like this, the tapping, right?
Yeah, I like to hit it kind of hard.
And don't hit it too hard.
Yeah, not that hard, but it feels good when I'm making contact.
It feels good because it brings in the circulation, and there's, you know, the pounding technique for the massage too, right? Like they do. So it's like you want to do it lightly, and it's normally the hollow ball, right?
It's hollow.
Or it's kind of like air filled.
Firm.
Is it firm?
Yeah, so you can make a good thump.
Okay, so start with the lower part of the bigger part of the muscle first. So again, don't do it too hard. Don't do it on too close to the skull.
Yes.
Stay on the shoulder part.
Just the back of my neck. Sometimes it kind of feels stiff. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So again, you could kind of work on pinching the skin.
Okay.
So to get the so when you do the pinching, you could
Let's see.
so you could pinch. Can you see? You could do the pinching this way. You do it
Okay.
this way. If it's too much, you could push in
Okay.
like this.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay, so those are good.
I got many options now.
Any other? Do you guys have weights?
Yes.
So when you work with weights, make sure each body's parts, each muscles have different strength, right? So not one weights can work everywhere, right? So if you do like arms, you may not want to be able, you don't want to do a big one if you can't. So make sure that if you can't do more than 10 repetition of certain movement, the weight is too heavy. Yeah. So you should be able to do more than 10. If you can do 20 and you're not feeling anything, maybe it's too light. So the training to grow muscle, you need to fatigue the muscle, right? So, but not hurt the muscle. So to fatigue, let's say bicep curl. So if you're doing the bicep curls, so make sure, so it's this muscle, right? So that's up and down, up and down. So I could do, if you could do with the right posture, right? You don't want to be, that's not really working the bicep, that's working the entire body, and it's not good for your back. So if you could keep the good posture and isolate the muscles, and if you could do 10, between 10 and 15, and you feel like you're fatiguing the muscle, you feel like, okay, I can't do this anymore, or this is enough. You feel like, oh, this is enough. That's a great right weight. And if it's too heavy, you can't do 5, or you have to start using other part of your body. Your weight is too heavy. And especially when you're working at home, watch out for your feet. Don't drop it. If you can, put your workout shoes on when you're working with the weights for safety, because you can break your toes. And also when you're you put that, leave it on the floor, you can trip. So watch out with the weights, because it can hurt yourself. That's the weights. And where is it? The bands. Are you familiar with some of the bands that stretches?
Yeah.
These are the there's different types of the bands. They have like the bands like this, or the tubing. The biggest thing you need to watch out is those can get old and get brittle and it breaks. So I like, when you're using the band, I like non-latex bands. So these are non-latex. It lasts way longer. If you get the latex, it falls apart in 6 months. So watch out for if you have the choice of latex versus non-latex, get the non-latex one. These are non-latex, and they have different strength. So, and when you're working with them, watch out for if you are doing stuff and if it can snap and break. So make sure what you're doing, think, when this breaks, it's gonna hurt me. Make sure if you're doing stuff like this, Don't pull it towards your face, because if it snaps, you can hit yourself in the head, or this can snap into your eye. So make sure, if you have to do, I want to work on my back, make sure starting point is lower and you're pulling it towards your side of your rib cage. So it doesn't have to come up here, so make sure when you're pulling, pull it away from where it's, your face, or, so if this breaks and hit my tummy, it's not gonna be that much of damage. But if it's my head, it can be damaging. So, and when you do a stretching, these are not for stretching. It stretches. And a lot of people call this a stretchy band, but this is not used for stretching. So when you're using a prop for assisted stretching, it needs to be a solid rope, or the like a yoga band, or but make sure it has this good solid. It doesn't like this. It doesn't stretch. So this is for stretching. These are not for stretching. Okay. Any other stuff? The foam roller. I don't know if you guys want to have foam roller, but I have foam roller. But these are great to have if you're comfortable getting down on the floor. But, it's a little work.
Akiyo,
So, yes.
I have one of those. And I actually had a practice session at Kaiser, and I went too low on my back, and you can really hurt those lower ribs.
Yes.
So I want to put it out there because that was sore for a very long time.
So if you are first time getting it, make sure you are, make sure you're doing it right, because you don't want to roll. You don't want to roll this way.
Way too low, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're putting it on your back, it has to be on the sacrum, but I'm not gonna show you today, because if we were gonna do the foam roller session, it has to be an entire hour of foam roller session. So
Akiyo,
yes.
What do you use that for?
These you could use in many ways. You could roll sideways. You can get it to loosen up your spine. Loosen up your muscles, or you can lie down this way to stretch your neck. There are different ways to use it, but I'm not going to go too much into it because
thank you.
But watch out. Again, if you haven't used it, don't get it, because a lot of things can go wrong with this. But there's the full roller and there's a half roller. Half roller is more stable because it's flat. It can stay on the floor flat. But just wanted to show you. But I'm not really recommending this, at least today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Other stuff. Yeah, that's like the basic stuff. Weights and bands are probably the easiest, accessible, and safe. Want to work on. And tennis balls, yes. The self massage stuff are great, but sometimes so again, same as the can't make this go away. Watch out for, so if you have the rolling like tennis balls or massage balls, and you can lie on it and get it on your hips, the safer way is to use it against the walls. to start with. Again, if you haven't used it, be very careful. Yeah. Do you want to do little light exercise to end?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, anything you want to go over? Do you want to do stand-up exercise?
Sure.
Sure.
Akiyo, this is Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, I still find that the movements for, I think you call it the soleus or the psoas. I couldn't remember which one.
Psoas, yes.
Psoas, that goes from the spine all the way through the pelvis down into the leg.
Yes.
I still can't. Are you supposed to feel something when you do those exercises? I don't feel anything.
Maybe you don't have any tightness there.
No way.
So let's talk about the psoas then, and the psoas stretch. So the psoas, right, starts from the lower part of the inside of the lower part of the spine and goes attached to the inside of the pelvis and goes down and attached to your leg. So we talked about psoas when we talked about what happens if we, oh, sorry, guy. When we sit too long. So sitting, you're here, and you're doing the opposite of you're unstretching psoas, right? This is psoas is contracted, right? Psoas starts right here. It's connected to here, and it is the hip flexor. This is flexing the hip.
Oh.
This is extending the hip.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you're doing this, hip flexor gets tight, right? So this is hip extensor, which is majority of the muscle is the gluteus muscle, the major big muscle. Okay, so this stretches the psoas. So when you could, when you're doing the calf stretch,
yes,
you could add a little bit of a stretch, not arching your back, but lifting your chest up. That adds the extra stretch of the front part of your thigh, and that you could get the psoas to stretch a little.
Okay.
Yeah. So
think of the calf exercise and then just raising my spine up a bit.
Yeah. So
okay.
So you can drop forward, right? Drop forward, get your calves to stretch, and extend this area. So that stretches all the where the psoas runs.
Okay.
And when you're lying down, I mean, if you could do this, it gets different part of your thigh too. So when you're doing the quad stretch, so you could do, when you're lying down, you could do this. If you can reach it, this is just one way. But when you tuck your pelvis forward, when you tuck your pelvis forward and pull your knee back, it increases the stretch here. So that's another way to stretch your hip flexor.
Oh, wow, that's hard.
So make sure nothing should be too hard. So if you can't do it, it's hard to do it standing up. Do it lying down. If you can't do it lying down, or if you can't reach your foot this way, just do it this way.
Okay.
All right.
I think I can feel it better now. Thank you.
And you could also do hip circles to get all that. When you do the hip circles, it gets all these moving. So you could always do the hip circles. So when you do the hip circles,
when you do the stretching, how long do you stretch for?
So stretch, you want to hold the comfortable stretch anywhere between like 5 to 10 counts. Or you can do with like maybe 2 or 3 slow breathing. But you want to be kind of easing into that stretch. So you want to introduce, okay, we're going here. So you want to be like really gentle to the muscle. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, let's do squats. Let's do the combination with the squats and the arms. Then we'll do the hip circles. Then we'll do the rib cage circles. All right, very small movement. So all we want to do is just go down and up. Go gently. Four. Let's do 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go up on your toes 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control the movement. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now reach forward. Reach and pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's get your calf stretching. Make sure your heel is down, back leg is straight, chest up. So feel, stretch here and stretch down by your calf and breathe. Anywhere between 5 to 10 counts. Slowly switch. Heels. Get the heel down. Back leg straight. Chest up. Let's do the hip circles. About your shoulder width apart. And keep your shoulders steady. And so keep up here steady. Okay, 2 more. 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now lift your shoulders up. Keep this steady this time. And start with push your chest forward and in, out, in. Again, make sure this doesn't hurt your back. Out, in. 2 circles. So push out, side, in, side, out. Start from the small circles. 3, 4, 5. So hips are not moving. It's the rib cage. 7, 8. Okay, the other way. Side, forward, side, back. 2.
You got it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Lift your shoulders up, breathe in. And breathe out, arms forward. Reach up, make sure this doesn't hurt your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, arms down and cross in front. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, down. One more, up, breathe in. And breathe out. Open your chest, palms out. Round your back, arms forward. Breathe out, breathe in, open. And breathe out. And you're done. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
Akiyo.
Very good.
Thank you, Akiyo.
Thank
See you
you
next
very
See you
week.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.